Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, I'm going to give an update on my journey on MintStakeShare as I reached a small milestone. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the added utility in Moonyield, which is a new utility in which you can lend out your MSS, not sell the underlying asset, and accumulate the stablecoin MUSD, and also get the rewards token in Moonshare. So this makes this protocol even more of a game changer. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, only use risk capital, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So if you're not familiar with MintStakeShare, it is a protocol in which you can earn 2% daily on your compounds. Just the short and sweet of it. And over time, I've been able to accumulate 100,000 plus tokens. So a nice little milestone for me. But the progress, just that 2% daily compounding. Now, when you collect, it's only 1%. So just kind of keep that in mind. But it's continuing to grow over time. And I went to my daily compound calculator and I said, okay, how long would it essentially take me to get to a million tokens if I did absolutely nothing as far as like adding to my balance? And 4 months out, roughly around April is when I would reach a million tokens. Now I anticipate this accelerating or moving faster than that though, because of the added utility of Moonyield, in which I'll be able to continue to add to my MintStakeShare position. So this date will move up, but it kind of gives you something to shoot for. And that'll honestly be around a really, really good time because we should be still in the midst of a bull run, be able to shave some more profits off the table, but definitely cool to see that. And let's look at the chart. So the chart has been pretty bullish. So if you look at MSS, it's up 13.45% over the last 24 hours and sitting at a 963K market cap. And we've pushed over 3 cents. So that is definitely cool to see, but the continued progress with this project. And if we click on MSS real quick, yeah, the liquidity is continuing to build up, more buys versus sales. But look at this. It's a nice chart, just kind of just moving up and to the right. So that lets you know that the positive sentiment has returned back to this project. So that's definitely good to see. And if we go back now, Moonshare, excuse me, this is the rewards token. They had a pre-sale for it. It sold out in roughly, gosh, a little over an hour, maybe 2 hours, but the pre-sale completely sold out, which is a game changer. And as you can see, we're now 14 cent on Moonshare. The pre-sale price was 7 cents, I believe, but up 2.57% over the last 24 hours. And as you can see, more and more people are accumulating Moonshare. Now, I was not in the pre-sale for Moonshare, but I have been accumulating Moonshare tokens on the side. So definitely wanted to take advantage of that opportunity as there could be potential upside. But it's an asset in which you can essentially stake within Moonyield and earn MSS, and then earn MUSD. And with that stablecoin, I can do whatever. I can just move the profits off to the side, or I can use that MUSD to accumulate more MSS. So or I can use that MUSD and acquire more of a position in Moonshare. So that's something else that I've been thinking about as well. So a lot of ways that you can play this. But again, nice to see that we have this added utility. And kind of going over like real quick, I'm not going to go through all of this, but Moonyield pretty much is a decentralized borrowing protocol built on the Binance Smart Chain, enables users to access interest-free loans by collateralizing their MSS. Loans are issued in MUSD, a USD peg stablecoin. The protocol is governed by Moonshare token. So this is pretty cool. So MSS, this is what you'll be putting up for collateral. MUSD is the reward that you will be received as soft peg to USD. And then Moonshare token is earned by stability pool participants and through other incentivized activities. So this is pretty cool here. And then, kind of the short and sweet of it, you would have to do a collateral ratio of 130%. So meaning if you had MSS, you would need $130 worth of MSS in order for you to receive $100 of MUSD. So this is the most riskiest rate. And a lot of people have been saying your collateral ratio probably needs to be higher. So for example, you do 200% and then you borrow out maybe 100. So I think that would be the best. And so because you're trying to prevent from being liquidated. So it says if a vault's collateral ratio falls below 130%, that vault is liquidated to ensure the system's solvency. So that MSS you would end up losing, and it'll go back to the people that are staking Moonshare token in the protocol, if that makes sense. But again, here's some brief information. There's a hard cap on Moonshare tokenomics, so 100 million token hard cap. There's 2 million was done in the pre-sale, which is pretty awesome. 2 million initial liquidity, 32 million stability pool rewards. And then looks like it says like here, the remaining was used for LP bonding for protocol, own liquidity, and other incentives. So pretty cool to kind of see that. And again, I'm not going to go through all of this. That's kind of a short glimpse of kind of what this will do. But just to kind of, again, this is just like a little cheat sheet as far as kind of how it could potentially look. And they swapped out this MQTY and they're using Moonshare. But visually purposes, this is your collateral. For example, 50K MSS, and then you received $2,009 of MUSD. You did 156 collateral ratio. So if it falls below that, you will lose all your MSS. But again, this is a good way for this project to keep the MSS price stable or increasing, especially if you're accumulating more and more MSS over time. But this is essentially kind of like your own bank, your own lending service, but it's definitely cool to see. And then, once you get your MUSD, you can put it in the stability pool and then earn Moonshare, that's what that would be. It would be Moonshare, so disregard that. And then once you get your Moonshare, you can stake it and earn even more MUSD. And then once you get those gains, you can claim them. Looks like you can claim them at any time. You can buy more MSS to kind of build that balance back up. Or you can, in the beginning, just get as much as Moonshare as possible. So use those rewards to kind of go back into there. But this is kind of how it looks. There is no interest. There is just a borrow fee, upfront borrow fee, which you would be paying, which goes back to kind of feeding through the protocol. And then visually speaking, this is how it looks. You collect your MSS or maybe buy it right off the market. Totally up to you. You lend it out for collateral. You get MUSD, and you can either pocket the MUSD or you can deposit it into stability pool, earn Moonshare, stake it, and then again earn even more MUSD. So this is kind of a cool visual, but the gist of it is this is kind of how they do it in the with traditional finance in a broker's account. You can borrow against your stock if you want to, or whatever assets you have in your broker's account. You can borrow against it and not sell it, but you have to end up paying it back. But this is a neat project, and if you remember, in which we were in other projects in which it was promised. We were in other ROI DApps where it was promised that lending was going to come out. Lending never came out. We have an ROI DApp in which it has utility in lending now, which is an absolute game changer because you're not selling the the main asset. So this has the potential to see more bullish days ahead. But again, a lot of people are saying on day one of lending, which will be January 2nd, that they're going to be more cautious. So maybe doing like a 200% collateral rate so they don't get liquidated, because you never know what could happen. You never know how the market's going to react. So it may be better to be less risky than go all in and be super risky in the beginning with this lending protocol, because again, we don't know how it's going to pan out, if that makes sense. So for me, and that's this video, that is essentially it. We kind of went through and I showed you how I have been progressing. We looked at the bullish chart and we went over kind of Moonyield. And yes, again, like I mentioned, I bought some Moonshare after the pre-sale. So I'm just going to accumulate that, and which will allow me to earn some MUSD, which is pretty awesome. So I want to thank you for listening, and thanks for stopping by.